Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Hampson, for agreeing to come in again.
You're welcome.
We've managed to ascertain some further details as regards these incidents. Detectives have been interviewing Emma Hampson, your daughter, for a period of time, and we've managed to ascertain the identity of the final victim. Emma has confessed to these crimes, and the final murder victim is a man called Keith Wallace.
Keith, yes. Yes, I know Keith.
You know Keith?
Yes, we know Keith.
What's important is that as part of this process now, we try to understand what perspective you can give, if any, on the actions which Emma has committed.
Hold on, let me just stop you right there. My daughter has not committed any actions. I need to have evidence of that.
Well, the unfortunate situation, Mr. Hampson, is that she has confessed, and the forensic evidence which would substantiate that confession seems beyond dispute. We also have numerous witness testimonies, and it seems to me, frankly, that the best hope that Emma has at the moment is if we can provide an explanation as to why she might have committed these offences, mitigating circumstances.
Can I just correct you now? If, as far as I'm concerned, there's no evidence that my little daughter would do anything of this nature.
Mr. Hampson,
it's ridiculous.
If I can just draw your attention to Dr. Jameson here. He is a criminal psychologist who has spent a period of time with Emma, and I think he can provide a further explanation.
Hi, my name's James, and I imagine you're feeling quite a lot of things right now, but if we just keep you focused on what we have, and we have a confession. I've interviewed Emma twice. On both occasions, she openly admits what she's done, yet there's no guilt. Some kind of release is what she called it. I've been able to identify post-traumatic stress disorder, which may have led to psychotic behaviour. And all I can ascertain at the moment is something in her life has triggered this psychotic behaviour.
Absolutely preposterous.
As to yet, we cannot put our finger on.
Absolutely ridiculous that my little girl could do anything like that.
Mr. Hampson,
I mean, maybe she's confessed, and I've heard that you've said she's confessed. That does not mean that she's actually done these crimes, and I refuse to believe it.
Mr. Hampson, you've said in the past that you don't understand there being any connection between the initial 5 victims and your daughter, but yet you say you're familiar with the name Keith Wallace.
Keith, yeah, he's been to our house several times. He's a really good friend of Emma's.
Right. So there is a past connection. This was not an arbitrary event, meeting Keith Wallace on the day.
And how many people does this bloody Keith Wallace know? I mean, how many people, just because Emma knows them doesn't mean to say that she's made them, for God's sake.
Mr. Hampson, I draw your attention again to the fact that there are direct witness testimonies which describe Emma producing a firearm and dispensing of Keith Wallace that afternoon.
Ridiculous.
She may not have been in the right frame of mind at the time.
Absolutely
It's a classic
ridiculous.
sign of psychotic behaviour.
And who the hell are you? What credentials have you got? I want to see other opinions of this.
We can quite happily do the same thing if you want, but you'll probably get the same outcome.
Procedurally, this psychiatric report does go through several other academic authorities before we regard it as conclusive. If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Hampson, if I could possibly address your wife, is there any information which you feel that you could provide us with to enlighten us as to possible motive?
My knows nothing, absolutely nothing.
Was there
Same as me.
anything you're aware of in her life that may have been traumatic for her?
We know of nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Isn't that right, darling?
It would seem that her best hope would be some kind of explanation which we could...
I do know why she did it.
What?
Mrs. Hampson?
Please.
She did it.
She did it.
She was gang raped by all 6 of them.
What?
That would explain a lot.
Clearly this is completely unprecedented.
That would explain a lot.
I mean, it will obviously be necessary for us to have a statement to this effect, but that would provide us with some explanation as to these events. As we know that these men were connected among themselves, but we didn't understand any kind of connection to Emma.
Please, can we just
Can we ask
excuse
you-
me, can I just have a word with my wife and pray, please?
Certainly.